Hi, welcome to my video. I'm making a little bit longer video from Norway, from the island of Vardøya. And you can see that I'm not my joyful self. And it's very hard to be that here. I feel, I think I would almost say depressed. So it took me 4 days to get here from Conquet. You can check my videos and you'll know how happy I was in Conquet. I had 4 weeks of sun, blue skies, to the beach every day, 30 degrees. And then in 4 crazy days I drove here because I felt I had to go here. So I had to be here. That's how it works for me. I follow my heart. That's how I live. And then I just get the map and I do like this and then I drive. And it was something over 4,000 kilometers. I did it in 52 hours and a little bit. So that's about 12-13 hours a day. And it was really too much. It was really tiring, but I did it anyway. I have very good focus. I can drive on. And of course, to give you an idea, if you start driving in France, you're on highways of 2 or 3 lanes. You can go 110 or 130. Depends where you are. In Britany, it's only 110. The rest of France on the highways, on the paid highways, you go 130. And of course, Germany is unlimited. But my car is not unlimited in the sense of speed. Of course, in many other ways it is, but not in speed. So you come from a very broad, many lanes, very good asphalt, high speed driving, and it gets narrower and narrower. And in Sweden, above Stockholm, there was a part where they took the asphalt off because they renew it before the winter, which is a very good idea, probably. But it's not nice to drive over. So I had a long detour, and I drove over this rocky thing. But still, I made it. And I was actually very happily surprised by Finland. My last experience with Finland was terrible. That was like driving 4 or 5 hours without asphalt at all. So not even a little layer, just rocks. That almost drove me crazy 2 years ago, and it broke my battery. I still find dust in my bus from that trip. But the road in Finland was actually quite good. So I could breathe. That was nice. Where my experience up till now in Norway, that the roads are very good, that's the other way around. So here, you must know, Vardøya is the most northern, most eastern island of Norway, and probably of Europe. I don't know how far you can say that Russia is also Europe. So, but it's the highest, I believe. So it's new. It's at least the most northern, and so it's the end of the road. Who comes here? There's a little group of people that live here in the little town of Vardøya, and this used to be a very how do you say this, successful place in the 15, 16, 1700s, because there is so much cod here. So many fishermen would come, and of course they don't come by road, they come by boat. And there used to be a big problem because the fishing was good, but the harbor was very bad. There was no protection, so if there would be a storm, all boats would be pushed together and even went down. So it took a long time, but then they made walls to keep the big waves out and to make the harbor safer. So it has been a very flourishing, fantastic fisher place with mostly fishermen living here. I think that's about 40-50% now. Times have changed. What is hard for me? I went from 30 degrees to 11. 11 is quite nice weather here in Vardøya for the summer. And I had one day of sun, and it was fantastic. And the temperature went up, and everything looked so beautiful and pretty. Maybe you saw my pictures. And then when I arrived here, it was raining, and it was all grey and misty. And it's dry now, but it's all grey and misty. And the conspiracy thinker in me thinks that these clouds are being made, so I don't think this is natural. And it's so depressing. It's cold, it's grey, it's depressing. It feels like I'm not ready for the winter yet. I was very stubborn. I wouldn't put on my heater, and I thought it is still August, so I'll keep on wearing my summer dresses. Well, I was so cold yesterday. I even went to bed so early. I put the heater on. Yeah. I put the heater on, and this is really like a winter sweater, and I'm wearing my winter dress, and I'm wearing my leggings, and I'm wearing my boots. So, and I don't know if you can see this. I got my winter coat out. So the good thing, of course, is that I have everything in my bus. So I got that too. Of course, you know me. I've been balancing my behind off to stay balanced, aligned, focused. I had to be here, so okay, come on, let's experience this. What I really loved is that this is a bird paradise. So all northern or Arctic birds come here to nest. I saw my first ever puffins, papegaaiduiker, and I knew them from series on the television, but it's called the skua, the grote jager, and it's a big gull, and I thought it was black, but it is brown, and it has beige, and it has a broad tail and like a thin tail, and it's fast, and it scares the living daylight out of all the other birds, and they drop their fishes that they have just caught, and then they eat it. And they also steal the chicklets of the other birds. So they're really awful predators, but they're very beautiful, and they're very agile and they're very social with their own partner. Of course, and probably very nice to their chicklets, but I'm rather fascinated with them. I see them quite sometimes, and I think they're very beautiful. So that's a positive thing. I had a trip on a rib, so that's like a Zodiac. That's a rubber boat, and it had been a big wish of mine to be on the boat again. And it even became so nice that I was allowed to put it in its dock, in the harbor, in its box. So really, really good. That was very nice. That was a very good day. Today I went to Hemningbergen, and it's the last option. It's the last place where the road goes, and after that the road stops. So I call that at the end of the world. I find myself very often at the end of the world. I'm very often in places where the road stops, and that's it. It's the end of the land, and there's only sea. And being a former mermaid, I really love being at the border of the sea. So sea is very good, but the houses, you see no people, hardly any people. The people you see are the ones in camper vans, and they're tourists. And it's rather hard to get any social contact. So maybe I don't only feel depressed, I feel very lonely. And I think I'm going to leave from here because this is not doing me any good. I was so happy in Le Conquet, and my daily walk to the bar and having my tea with the people I know around me and saying ça va with the little kisses. That really makes my day. And I know that I'm going to write a book, but I don't have the whole picture yet. About loneliness and being alone and being isolated from the people you love. And I know you know me from my positive videos and helping all the people be healthy and happy. And I really love doing that. When I work, I don't feel this way, by the way. I feel fantastic. It's mostly when I'm doing nothing. So I do my binaire, zeros and ones. Trying to solve the problems of all the world. I'm also, of course, too much on my phone. So I'm studying and studying. What can I do in many cases of people, clients that have problems, and how can I help them be happy and healthy? So of course that's part of my mission, and I think that's okay. I had to show you this. I had to show you me in my vulnerability. I'm not always cheerful. I try to be. I try to make the very best of life, and even in this moment. And sometimes I don't achieve. So I hope you are doing well, and I hope that you are happy. And if you're not, send me a message. Then I help you to feel better and be more healthy. I will let you know in shorts in the coming days where I'll be going, and if I can summarize like I'm doing right now, I'll make a longer video and put it here on YouTube. So, if you have any questions about the place here, oh yeah, I can tell you something about food. Of course, there's a lot of fish and king crabs, so the big spider crabs that are being caught. And people go out to the islands to collect certain berries and make jam of it. So that's what's coming from the land. And there are many reindeer. And of course they are kept for their meat and for their skin. So that's how in this region people find their food. I'm right now parked at a big supermarket, and they sell actually everything that you can find in the West. It's crazy. I don't know how they do this. I think they have like a big car coming over twice a week, and you can just buy anything. It's a bit expensive, but you buy anything. So oh yeah, and something that really depressed me as well. I like beautiful things. I like to make things beautiful. And like my profession, I'd like to make people's bodies and minds and health and lives better. And I have this in everything. So I have it from whenever I was a small child. And most houses here are made of wood. They have a concrete basement and then it's wood. And I don't know why. It almost seems like they do it on purpose. But they never finish. There are some nice houses and then they have painted everything, but they leave 2 or 3 planks without paint. I get a total error. And like I said, this was a very blossoming fisher place, so there were many warehouses, and they're all standing at the harbor, and they're falling apart, and they're not being painted, and there are many, many birds nesting in the roofs and on the window panes, and it is so messy. I don't understand. It's such a beautiful landscape. Why don't they make it a little bit more beautiful, or make it more clean, or repair the roads? I don't get it. So I hope I will either get my answers or get used to it, or just accept that it's like this over here and drive on and try to keep my things beautiful and whole. So, as you can see, talking with you and sharing about what I've seen and about my mission always helps me feel a little bit better. So I look a little bit happier, I think, than when I started. I wish you the very best, and I hope to inspire you. And the thought, of course, is that I show you parts of being what it's like to be a nomad or the kinesiologist on the move, and you get a look into my life. And today you could see that it's not all violets and roses. Roses and I don't know. You tell me. What's the saying? I don't remember. Much love, and hope to see you soon. Bye.